What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Mana today, Decentraland. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at about 27.85 cents. Mana, Decentraland being the very first, the OG metaverse token in the crypto space, right? Will the metaverse take off anytime soon? Is it going to be implemented and integrated into society? Is it going to be something that people use and has value? Maybe, maybe not, but that's why we speculate, right? Last cycle, sorry, I can't talk straight. Mana saw an immaculate amount of growth, you guys, in a very, very short amount of time. From March of 2020 to November of 2021, you saw 420x essentially, man. Perfect. Crazy move. Crazy move, right? I don't know how high this thing's going to go this cycle, but I like to pretend that I might know. Let's see, right? If we look at this from a overall cycle high to the current low, let's just assume that's the low and we don't go lower. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Mana, by the way, is one of those coins I've noticed that during drops, it actually tends to hold up better than the average coin in the market, with this recent drop being the exception. That's actually about an average drop for what the average coin. I think it's even above average, but recently, especially recently, I've noticed that it hasn't been phased as much. Anyways, though, and maybe it is, maybe it's not. If it does drop with the rest of the market, we might see a 20 to 30% drop coming in soon, which would mean that we see a lower low, and that's okay if we do. It's not ideal, it never is, but if it happens, it happens. Just prepare yourselves for that. But likely, and if that does happen, I think it'd be by the end of this week, but we'll get to that, okay? But right now, talking about the all-time high prospects, I fully expect, and if this low is accurate, cool, then these targets will be accurate. But if it goes lower, those targets get moved up. The lower you go, the higher those targets get moved up. Okay, so I'm expecting that we see a $14.50 to a $45 price by the end of this cycle. Could Mana see a $110 price? It's possible. But to do that, let's just see. From a low to a high, would you have to move just like last cycle? Let's see. From the current low, you would have to move. So basically, you'd have to move just like you did last cycle. And even if you did, that would put you out into April of 2026. Now, I don't know about you guys. We had $100 aspirations back here in 2023, early 2023, and so on. But those have they've been taken off the table because to move at the same pace last cycle, which was phenomenal, and from lower market caps, you would still, at that phenomenal pace, you would still top off sometime in April, and you wouldn't even get to $100. So I don't in April 2026, not April this year. So that's over a year away from now. I don't think the bull market lasts that long. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just say it seems pretty unlikely. Now, if that's how fast we moved last cycle, what if we cut this move in half? What if we put a bar right there, and then instead of a 420x, what if we saw a 200x? 200x from the low. Well, a 200x, hey, boom, right there, puts you at the 1618, the golden ratio at $45. Okay, so that's still on the table. That is still on the table. Mana is a 100 to 200xable coin, and maybe even less than 100x. If we only go to the 1272 only, we would see a 66x from the low. From the current price, that is a 52x. To the 1618, I guess it's not a 200x, my bad. Mana's not a 200xable coin, I'll say that. It is a 150, 160xable coin to potentially a lowly 53x only. I know. We can wipe away our tears with Benjamins, you guys. Or black cards, right? It's not going to be that bad, even if we only stop at $14. But this is inevitably where I think it's going to go. Mana, by the way, is one of the more bullish-looking charts in crypto. You don't have to accept that as a reality, but if you don't, you're just not using your eyeballs. I mean, literally, the trajectory is phenomenal. Higher lows, higher highs, postured perfectly. You're finding support at your last cycle's highs. Not your last cycle's highs, I should say your first cycle's highs. Points of resistance. It's immaculate. The chart is very well structured, and I would not expect anything less than the absolute minimum target that we have on the fibs here. Again, if we do go lower, we can talk about that now. That minimum target's at 1551. If we do go lower, how much lower could we go? Well, the average coin is going to drop probably 20 to 30%. So let's assume that you do the same thing. 20 to 30% might provide a double bottom. Maybe provides even slightly lower lows. You know, let's say you go lower than that. Let's say you go down to about there. Something like that. Your minimum target raises to about $15. So that's a difference between 50 cents when it's all said and done, maybe. But maybe not. Maybe you don't even drop lower than this low. That very well could be the low. You're finding support at these prior areas of resistance there. I don't mind that at all. And then also, I wonder if we just take this relative low to high. Where is this? Let's see here. Come on now. Give it to me. Give it to me. There we go. All right. Yeah. I mean, we're at the 0.5. Oftentimes with this kind of scenario, I will say, my friends, it's not too uncommon to go to your golden ratio, and in which case that would be a 14 cent price endeavor right there, and that would take us right to the monthly high closes over here. So it's not impossible. It's something we should consider. That would be a rather immaculate drop. I mean, that's a 50% drop where I expect the average coin to drop 20 to 30%. I don't really expect. I couldn't see this happening, but if it were to happen, my guess would be it's going to be over as soon as it happens, right? If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame, and it could happen, adjust it. You know, it's possible. If you don't think it can happen, then when it does happen, you're going to be caught off guard. So don't do that to yourself, right? But if we look at the weekly RSI, there's a few coins that there are. Most coins are going to drop 20 to 30%. I expect them to, at least. If Bitcoin drops the areas, I think it's going to. If I'm right on that, okay? And that's my daughter screaming if you hear her. Mana is one of those coins that I genuinely think can drop less or even pump going into this next drop. I haven't said that about a lot of coins, but this one, sometimes it does its own thing, and it is, if we look at the weekly RSI, it is at an area where you could find support. Right here. Right, with all these higher lows coming into play. It's like perfect right there. Or maybe what we see is you do go lower. We have 4 days and 5 hours left in this week. Maybe we get some wicked volatility. You do go lower, and then you come back up and you close the week green. As long as you close this week green, this line will hold. If you close it red, 20 to 30% lower than this week is at, somewhere down at the golden ratio or even just below this low, you're going to break through this line. And that's fine if you do. It's not like the worst thing ever, right? You still wouldn't probably be oversold. Getting overbought, not getting oversold is a good look. But this trajectory, maintaining it, I have faith that you will. So it depends, right? This one does make me wonder if it's going to drop with the rest of the markets, or maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe over the next day it pumps a lot, and then from there you drop 20 to 30% with the rest of the market, but it's an overall higher low still, and we still get this bounce off the weekly time frame. I don't know. If we look at the daily time frame, daily RSI, looking at this here, bouncing off the oversold zone, you look really productive, man. I have to say, you look really productive. You're breaking out of your downtrend in the daily RSI, finding support on that same downtrend you broke out of twice, and bouncing off the oversold zone. You guys, you got one drive of bullish divergence, two drives of bullish divergence, and you've been going down. This would call for a move that takes you all the way back up. Let's see. A little bit higher to 31 cents. You're at 27.8 cents now. I would think that that's where you go. I honestly would think that's where you go. So Mana, either Mana is telling the truth and it's saying, hey, the rest of the market's not going to drop, C-Zar. You're wrong about everything. And that's cool if I am. Mana is one of my biggest bags. I'd be fine with that if it's telling us the truth here. Or maybe it's saying that it's going to do something different than the rest of the markets. Or maybe it's telling me a lie. Maybe it looks like it's going to do this, but it doesn't do this at all. And maybe it does go down with the rest of the markets. I don't know. But I have a suspicion that this one could actually do well over the coming days. They say, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Maybe there's some bullish news coming out for the metaverse narrative. Let's look at Mana here on a market cap basis. 538 million with a $55 million market or volume, right? $538 million market cap with a $55 million daily volume. That's not bad at all, guys. That's really not bad at all. We want to see something around, I think at least 5% to 8% is desirable, but 10% or above is nice. That's definitely nice, especially in your boring times. At your lows, this is good. This is not a bad thing. This is good. Inevitably, I do expect Mana to recover. I expect that we're going to see phenomenal growth. Believe me when I tell you guys, I'm not making this up, okay? We're at this price now. Last cycle, from this same price, less than 2 weeks later, we saw an 8.8x. Whenever I say that this thing can flip on you like that, whenever you can see growth in a very short amount of time, I mean it. I'm not just saying that. Why? How is this possible? We've done it before. Of course it's possible. It's possible even if we haven't done it before. But from this exact same level, we could see that same move. By the way, Mana is deflationary. So if anything, it's only going to be easier to do because it won't have to achieve the same market cap. Now, it's not largely deflationary. You're not going to see that difference probably in the price to market cap ratio, though I would be curious. Let's just see. Like, yeah, it looks the same, right? But it is deflationary technically, right? Oh, but there is fully diluted valuation. I wonder, is it locked? It says fully diluted valuation. I know it doesn't have a max supply. Let's see what CoinGecko says. Because if there are tokens that are still unlocked, that's fine. But that's a long lockup period, to be completely fair. Very ballsy to have that long of a lockup period. That says something about what they believe in this project for, at least. Let's see. What does CoinGecko have to say? Fully diluted valuation 607 million, and then coin market cap said, wasn't it higher? Wasn't it like 700 million? 607 million to 610. Okay, so same fully diluted valuation. I don't know if that includes the coins that have been burned already or not, but just so you're aware, every time that you spend mana in Decentraland to buy land, those tokens are burned. They're gone. You basically effectively you burn your mana tokens and then you receive land tokens. Those land tokens are NFTs. They're connected to the parcels of land in the Decentraland metaverse. To my knowledge, right? I'm not the most experted person in this kind of stuff, but that's, to my knowledge, to my comprehensive abilities, that's what I got. I want to see, do we have tokenomics, markets, analytics? Let's go to that. Yeah, there we go. About Decentraland. Addresses by holdings. 100K plus, less than 1%. A lot of people hold less than 1K. Okay, so a lot of small. Whale holdings, 48%, others 51%. Okay, so there's a lot of whales that hold a lot of this, right? Addresses time held. Cruisers, traders, holders, 89.6%. So most of this is holders, you guys. That's good. Those are good dynamics that you want to see there. The whales to others, it's not bad. It's better than some things, but it could always be better, right? You want it more decentralized, but oftentimes good things are not gonna be super decentralized. I wonder, I could look up the tokenomics. I'm just looking to see if there's a there we go. Yeah, like a release schedule. I don't know. Maybe not. Doesn't say that. Mana gets burned, permanently destroyed when someone buys land. Land is a token, but you can't buy it. You can only buy it on the man. You buy land in Decentraland, right? Anyways, moving on from there. It's a very interesting project. I could see metaverse tokens and gaming, GameFi, all that kind of stuff coming into play with crypto, and this would be a very good token to tie that together. I do expect that we could go a little bit lower, but if I'm being honest, man, the daily RSI gets me excited. The 4-hour RSI gets me excited too. You're moving up while a lot of cryptos today aren't moving up. Bitcoin's moving down. I guess now it's up. No, it's down today. Mana's up 5%. I don't know, man. I got a funny feeling that this thing might do well right now, and I think I can just end the video there. The next target areas that we're looking for is, let's see, if we're looking at this high to low, and make no mistake, you guys, genuinely, and I'm speaking to you out there, whoever you are holding, because there's a lot of you. Look. There's a lot of you who are holders. You've been holding mana for a long time. What sets up a holder? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. What's a holder? Someone that's been holding for more than a year? That's me. Someone that's been holding for months? I don't know. Traders for a couple weeks, cruisers for a day? I don't know what it is. But there's a lot of holders out there. You've been through the shit with mana, to say the least, right? If you're a holder, you've definitely been through this. You've been through this whole thing. Please do not get faked out if we go lower than this low. Please do not. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not expecting that we do go below this low, but I accept it as an outcome. It's a possible outcome that could happen, and we would likely find support right there, guys, like right at our prior cycle's resistances, right down here at about 22 cents, 20 cents itself. We're at 27 cents. Please do not tell me that you suffered through all of this, all this inconsistency, or I guess very consistent price behavior, this accumulation phase, just to sell at the worst possible time, okay? Because, and the reason why I'm saying is I'm setting us up for this, the same thing that I was saying before, in a matter of days, in a matter of less than 2 weeks, we could see a move that's 8x in potential or more. When we break out of this zone, you guys, mana only knows one pace when it breaks out. It's not slow. It's very, very fast. And if we take this from an overall high to an overall low, the target area at a minimum from here, at a bare minimum, when things get going, is about a 6x from here, 500% in growth, is about a 7.5x, 652% growth. And that's the minimum target area. We could very well go to the 786, 886 area like a lot of cryptos do. This could be some of the most bullish price action mana has ever seen on a weekly basis. It could be coming now. And the reason why is because we have been in a very long accumulation phase. This is only good. Now, if we do drop below 20 cents and we see some sustained growth and some volume coming in, that could be bad. That could be really bad. But I don't anticipate that to happen. I really do like the structure of mana on a weekly time frame. Your RSI is killer. It looks dominant as hell. Getting overbought, not getting oversold. We love to see that. It's just the shorter term stuff that seems somewhat bearish. But even then, honestly, I mean, like the daily looks like it's getting ready to go higher. The 4-hour looks good. The 1 hour. The 1 hour also looks bullish. Like I can't see this thing going down. So this is why I'm making this video, is I could see mana being one of the few coins that doesn't drop 20 to 30% with the rest of the market. It might drop less. It might not drop at all. But at any given point, I don't know if there's going to be some big news coming out. There's some big event coming out with metaverse tokens, but I would expect Mana's going to come back on the map. People are going to be like, wow, how did this dinosaur coin, this legacy coin, how did this thing pump this hard? How is that happening? It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. And whenever it's time to get excited for that, from a high to a low, let's see. It's probably once we get above 52 cents. You get above 52 cents, it's time to start thinking about prices that are worth multiple dollars. Okay, we're at 27 cents now. We have the absolute potential to drop to 20 cents from here. Do not let it fake you out if it happens. I don't think we do, but it could happen. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Shout out to BBL. All right, bye-bye.